It's Jim and Jim at the Sunset Hills Cemetery where Roy Rogers and Dale Evans are buried. And as some of you guys will know, this is the Cowboy's Prayer, which was touted by Roy Rogers many times. He and his wife were born-again Christians. This is a beautiful cemetery. You could see, looking out into the valley, the Victor Valley. We're in the west corner of Apple Valley. Here we are. This is Jim. Say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
And this is Jim. Hi. So here we are. This is the grave site, and we're going to let this camera run, and we're going to ask them a couple questions and see if we get anything, any kind of EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon. It's a beautiful, beautiful site. What do you think, Jim?
Oh yeah, they've done a really great job at setting a nice resting place for people.
Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, Sunset Chapel, they were, big, they were Christians, church people. I understand the history behind this is that an individual named Chet Hitt, he owns Hitt Plumbing, and he owned this land. He started this cemetery for his friend, is what I understand. But either way, it's beautiful. So, all right, so I'm going to set the camera up. Jim doesn't really believe in this stuff, so you can see by the laugh. I do. So we got a skeptic and a believer. True story. I went to, his home where they both died, as you know, is by the golf course, which is that way. And I didn't know it was his house right after she died, because he died first in '98. And she died in 2001, and sometime after she died, so this would have been around the fall of 2003 when we came here from the Bay Area. They had a garage sale there. It must have been her kids, because it takes about 2 years for the whole estate to probably close, right? And they probably had a huge estate, in terms of the wealth and everything. And I went to this garage sale, and I remember haggling with this lady over a pencil sharpener. I had no idea. She was probably his daughter, and she's looking at me, gave me this look like, "What are you? Who? Do you understand whose this was?" And I didn't know until I thought about it later. Oh my God, that was his kids having an estate sale, and I could have bought something that he had owned, but I didn't know. I had my head up my what. So, all right. So I'm gonna get my my phone out as well.
So I'm skeptical of the supernatural, but
Yes.
I'm still have a scientific curiosity about consciousness and the spirit, because we have our brains and we're aware of our existence, and then at some point when you die, does it just cease? And that's really what this is about, right? Is that this has the spirit been taken up, and is it stored somewhere, or how is it stored? How is it being manifested? The brain had been alive, and then when it dies, does it just cease, or does the consciousness go off into the ether? And if it does go into the ether, how is it stored? How is it manifested in the reality that we call time and space? There's a three-dimensional experience here that we are in. So if there is something, it's something that's got to be somewhere.
And I think Roy Rogers and Dale Evans could answer that question. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to set my phone right over here.
So that means you need.
I'm going to set my phone right here, and I'm going to ask a question of Dale Evans, who knows that I came here. Maybe they both know. But when The Boy in the Box, when I wrote that book, I used to sit here and I used to ponder, like, what's going to happen with the Boy in a Box case. But the first question I'm going to ask, is the spirit world real? Again, I'm going to ask it again. Is the spirit world real? That's for Dale Evans or Roy Rogers. Is the spirit world real? Next question is, will the boy in the box case be solved this year? Will the boy in the box case be solved this year? Roy Rogers or Dale Evans? Will the boy in the box case be solved this year? Do you have a question you want to ask?
No,
You sure?
not right now. Can't think of anything.
We live in really crazy times that only you guys would understand because you lived through the Great Depression. Can you guys tell us how long are these bad times going to last? How long will these bad times last?
So I noticed their names, Leonard Twinklet Sly and Francis Octavia Smith.
Yes.
They had their stage names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at their birth dates too. My dad was born 1914, so he's about the same age as
Yeah,
they were.
my grandpa Miller was born 1913. My grandpa Hoffmann 1909. Is there a message you want to share with your kids about your legacy? What's your biggest worry right now for your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, maybe great-great-grandchildren? What's your biggest fear right now for them?